Hi everyone, welcome to another Facebook Live. I'm Angela Dahlgren and hi. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, we have a good amount of questions to answer today and ooh, what happened there? And depending on Brian is at Walt Disney World for a work trip with Touringplans. So he might be joining us. It just kind of depends on the weather. He said it was really windy, and then whether he can get a good connection. So he will be streaming from Epcot, so hopefully he joins us. I am just going to click over here so I can see your comments from my computer, and then we will get started. So if you're joining us, please tell me where you are watching from, and then we'll get into our Disney dialogue question. So right now, okay, comments coming in. I'm ready. Let's go. Yeah, so my Disney dialogue question, if you're new to these Facebook Lives and you haven't seen me before, hi. And my Disney dialogue question is something that I just really need help with. I put a poll on Twitter and there was a 2% difference between these things. So I have breakfast reservations at Be Our Guest and Crystal Palace when I'm in Walt Disney World for a Touringplans work trip. And I want to know from you which video review, like which review you want to see of which restaurant, Be Our Guest or Crystal Palace. So let me know. Like I said, there was a 2% difference on Twitter. It was so close. It was like 51% Be Our Guest, 49% Crystal Palace. If you don't know what Crystal Palace is, it's like a character buffet at Magic Kingdom, and I believe it's Winnie the Pooh characters. But like I said, like I didn't say that, but I haven't been there, so I don't know. So let me know. Be Our Guest review or Crystal Palace review. Let me know. All right, let's get into some of these comments. Northeast Scotland, hello Rita. Wow, thank you for joining us. Michelle, hello from St. Louis. Jay, Atlanta, Georgia. My son's name is Jay, that's a good name. Mel, hello from Nebraska. Mel, I have one of your questions that I'm going to try to answer today, so thank you for writing in with that. Hello, John. Hi from Universal, in line at the Leaky Cauldron. I am going to Harry Potter World in July, just for one day. I cannot wait. I grew up with Harry Potter. I can't believe I haven't been there yet, but I'm kind of glad I waited because they seem to have added a lot since it first opened. So exciting that you're there. Hi to Zenobia from San Antonio. Rita votes for Crystal Palace. Okay, you guys, I'm going to keep a tally of this. Okay, tally for Crystal Palace, and Michelle is a tally for Be Our Guest. Okay, Nancy, Crystal Palace, check. Rita said no characters in Be Our Guest. That is true. So if meeting characters is something that you want to see me do, vote for Crystal Palace. Mal, Crystal Palace, I've never been to there and don't hear the best reviews, so we always skip it. That's good to know too. The other kind of discrepancy is I want to film a video for you where I get to the parks an hour early to eat breakfast and I see how many rides I can go on before it gets busy. How many of those big rides. So yeah, ooh, Brian's watching. Okay, I'll talk more about that later. Let's see if we can get him in on this. Okay, click, bring Brian, our guest, checking, Elizabeth Crystal Palace. Okay, we'll see if Brian shows up, and if it works, it'll be so exciting because then you get to see a little bit of Epcot today.
Hi.
Hi, Brian. Everyone say hi to Brian. How's
Sorry,
it going?
hopefully you can hear me. It is very windy here. So...
Yeah, we can hear you so far. I feel like we're like doing correspondence on the news.
yeah. Sorry.
All right, so tell us about what
you can't hear
doing.
me over the sunshine and moderate temperatures.
Yeah, it sounds really nice. We're so happy for you.
Oh, we found a not windy spot here. So,
okay, tell us about your trip. What are you doing there?
Today I am in Epcot. I'm in France at the moment. Here, I'll turn this way. I am doing Festival of the Arts coverage, and then there's a few other Touringplans people here today, so Len and Fred and Steve and David and I did some tests at Rope Drop here in Epcot to see which order is the best one to do the opening attractions in, which got a little messed up because Test Track was broken. But that's not unusual, unfortunately. So.
Wow. So, okay, tell us what pavilion you're in right now.
I'm in France at the moment. There's,
okay.
I don't know, Eiffel Tower is up there somewhere. I don't know if you can see it from here. Oh, no, you can't. Building's blocking it. So.
And you got in yesterday, right?
Last night, yeah. So this is my first day that I've been in the parks. It's been pretty busy this week. This morning actually didn't seem terrible, except for test track braking, which made some of the other attractions get a little bit higher weights than they normally would, probably.
Yeah.
But we did. I know both Len and David did both Soarin' and Frozen this morning back to back, and it only took them hour and 10 minutes, hour and a half or so to do both of those, including walking times and all that stuff.
In line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just wait times. Well, neat. So tell everyone, you guys are going to be so jealous. Tell everyone where you're staying right now.
I was at the Polynesian last night. I will be at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Kidani Village tonight. And I got a text already that my room was ready at Kidani, so at some point I'm just going to close this and go over there.
You're just living the high life.
Yeah, that's true. I wish I had more time to spend at the actual resorts, as always, but it's too hard. I'd rather go to the park. So.
Well, yeah, that's what I would rather do, too. Have you explored Festival of the Arts at all?
A little bit. That's what I was doing for the hour or so before this, and it's nice. I like Festival of the Arts quite a bit. It's not quite as in your face as like Food and Wine especially are. There's far fewer booths. There's a lot of booths where they just have paintings on display. There's one where they have almost exclusively Star Wars art, which is pretty cool. There's some really good ones actually, except that my wife would never let me hang them up.
Why not?
Actually, my daughter would probably complain more about Star Wars. But, they have some food booths, but not nearly as many, even as like Flower and Garden have. So it's nice because it's kind of it's something extra to do if you want to, but if you just want to enjoy Epcot like normal, you can also do that.
So it's like a more low-key version of all of the festivals, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. It's definitely more low-key, and now it's still early in the day, but it already isn't nearly as crazy around World Showcase as it would be for like Food and Wine. Food and Wine gets
so would you say if people want to get a taste of the festivals without the crowds, that like to start with Festival of the Arts would be their best bet?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. It's the least crowded, but it's also the one that's at the least crowded time of year too. So that's, I'm sure, some of it. Although September used to not be crowded but Food and Wine is crazy. See, Food and Wine is big with locals. I'm not sure this is yet anyway. It might be in time. So.
Yeah.
I see Angela says that it sounds windy. It is. It's very windy. Normally I would be walking while doing this, but I kind of found a sweet spot here in France where the wind isn't terrible. It's literally blowing over, like they have paintings set up near the characters and stuff, and it's just blowing them over. It's so windy.
Oh no. How do you film then?
A microphone. I just can't use the microphone now because I have headphones in, so I can hear you.
Yeah.
But I have a lapel mic taped underneath my shirt, so, and the double layer of clothing helps block the wind a little bit anyway. I still
need to learn how to do that.
Yeah, it definitely helps. It's still noisier than I would like it, but what are you gonna do?
Well, and you leave whenever you have to, because I know Brian, since he's doing a work trip, he has a ton of filming, a ton of projects to do ways down there. Talk about some of the stuff.
This is my schedule for today, which is all.
Oh my gosh, you're so organized.
So, yeah, after this, on my way out, I'll film a couple things. Then I'm going over to Kidani Village to film there. Then back to Epcot tonight, and then to the Magic Kingdom After Hours tonight. That's the park ticket event. It's basically an extra Magic Hour, except you pay for it. So Disney was, I guess, smart about that. But supposedly they only let in something in the like 3,000 to 5,000 people range, which for reference, we think they like the Very Merry Christmas Party and the Halloween Party was somewhere in the 30,000 to 40,000 range. So if that's true that they only let in like 5,000, that's like almost no one relatively. So we'll see. I'll probably I won't try to do live video from there today, but I will definitely have the video coming out probably next week on that.
Yeah.
And then Sunday I'm doing their other hard ticket event, Morning Magic, which is the same thing. in the morning that you have to pay for. So
I think I'd rather do the late night one than having to get up early.
I get up early and go to bed early normally, so the late night one I have a feeling is going to be rough.
You're gonna need some coffee.
I am definitely going to need lots of coffee and probably a nap. Maybe I'll just sleep through It's a Small World or something tonight.
Just like have some me time.
Yeah.
Are you going to check out the concert series at all, or walk past it?
I
this
will.
Weekend?
That's one of the reasons I'm coming back to Epcot tonight is because the concerts aren't until it's the Disney on Broadway. They have 2 actual Broadway stars that have been in some Disney features that sing songs from Disney movies and shows and things like that. So, but they don't start. They have 3 show times a day, and it's something like 4:30, 5:30, 6:45 in that area somewhere. So that's why I'm coming back later. One of the reasons is to see that. And they have like Festival of the Arts. They have. Like I said, the art tents, they have some food booths, they have just a lot of little things that I kind of like. They have, here, I'll walk over here and show you, they have these photo opportunities that I really like, where it's famous art, and they have these little boxes designed to create depth in them. You see that you can stand in between, so it makes it look like you're in these paintings. So there's one now you can hear the wind really ripping because I moved out of my spot. So they're like that.
Oh, cool.
Inside, and so they kind of cut the painting into foreground and background so that when you stand in it, it makes it look like you're part of the painting. I really enjoy those. And all the character meets, they have like little drawings and paintings behind them. Those are the ones that I keep seeing blown over by the wind. There are a lot of little things that they do for Festival Acts, the Disney on Broadway stuff. Like it's fairly low key, which is nice.
You'll be vlogging from Festival of the Arts, and I have a video up about the Festival of the Arts if you're wondering what it's all about, and then Brian's going to be doing a vlog there. So look forward to that. Also, Angela asked, when you were talking about the after hours event, it was really windy.
Oh, okay.
Can you just summarize it again?
Yeah, it's in short, it's extra magic hours, except you have to pay for it. But the catch is that they allow far fewer people in than they do for regular extra magic hours or even the other hard ticket parties and things. So it's supposed to be way, way less busy. I guess I'll see tonight. But yeah, I see a lot of people saying that they're having trouble hearing me. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to run because
no problem.
I'm already talking quite loud, standing in the middle of the France Pavilion. So if I talk any louder, I'm probably going to get escorted out. So.
Well, thank you for coming on. I hope you have a good time. Don't work too hard.
I'll try.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye. See ya. All right, we are back with just me. Well, that was kind of fun having Brian on, and from Epcot. If that's something you would want me to do when I am at Walt Disney World, joining Brian for a Facebook Live, let me know, because, just kind of changes it up, and yeah. So let's get to some questions now. Did I answer all these comments? Yes, I think I did. I think we're ready to dive into the questions. Okay. So Natalie asked a question, what kind of adult beverages have been served with the dining plan? Any of the fun drinks on the plan? So if you are new to the dining plan, or if you haven't heard the update, they are adding alcoholic beverages as like a beverage choice for you if you're 21 or older, obviously. So that included in that is beer, cider, wine, sangria, mixed drinks, and then the specialty cocktails. If you're under 21, or if you just don't want to drink alcohol, you can get like milkshakes, smoothies, hot chocolate, soda, tea, and that's included as your beverage. So that was a good question. Oh, excuse me. I was drinking my coffee too fast. Yes, so then we also have a question from Beth, who said, thanks, Brian. So Beth, while you're here, I'm going to answer your question. If I can snag a 7:30 a.m. Bon Voyage breakfast at the boardwalk, that is at Trattoria Al Forno, for those of you who's wondering, and it's like a princess breakfast, but like a couple's, like a and a princess. And I think it's like Ariel and Eric and Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, and it's a character meal, basically. So if I can snag a 7:30 a.m. breakfast, can I make it to Hollywood Studios in time for the Jedi Training Academy sign up on a very busy day? You know, it really just depends on how the crowds look for that day. There's not a ton to do at Hollywood Studios right now, so I don't really see people getting theirs, you know, like they would for Magic Kingdom, like get there an hour before rope drop, or, you know, like they would at Animal Kingdom to experience Pandora, how they're getting there at least an hour before rope drop. I think you should be okay. I would say try to leave by 8:30 a.m. at the very latest, because if you're bringing your family and if you have young kids and they're slower walkers, if you're going from the boardwalk all the way over there, it's going to take you at least 15 minutes, if not longer, because, you know, you're in the middle of the boardwalk and you're kind of towards the Epcot side. No, you're not. Now I gotta think. Yes, because it's where the pizza window was. So you should be okay, but like leave by 8:30 at the latest. You know, kind of book it there if you can. But again, it depends on the crowds for that day. That was a good question, though. Okay, do we have any comments? Love the new podcast. Any recommendations on doing 4 parks in one day? Hoping to do it in October when we come down. Thanks, that is David. I'm really glad that you're enjoying the new podcast. I just put the podcast, our latest episode, on our Instagram story, so you can just swipe up for the link to that. We had Fred Hazelton, who is a Touringplans, like one of our stats guys. I think he's been with Touringplans like a long time doing our stats. We had him on. It's my most favorite episode that we've recorded so far, so I really suggest you check it out. If you're wondering like how we kind of make our crowd calendar, if you know nothing about crowd levels and all of that business like me, it's basically like crowd levels for dummies, so I really suggest checking it out. I learned a lot. I asked him a lot of questions, and Fred has a really nice radio voice. Like, it's very soothing and interesting. Like, I could listen to it all day. So I will link that below after this stream as well. Definitely check it out, and be sure to rate our podcast, because it helps our channel get visibility. Oh my gosh. Like, look how much coffee I've had. I should not be fumbling my words. Like, guys, it's been a morning. Let me tell you, my family has like been sick for the past week and a half or 2 weeks, and I'm over it. I've been so thrown off my schedule. If you've been sick or had sick children, like, you know, it just throws you off, because yeah, that's why I'm all over the place and my hair is crazy. And why I'm talking about nonsense. Okay, so back to your question. Any recommendations on doing 4 parks in one day? I have never done it, and I'm kind of wondering if it's something I want to put on my bucket list. And what do you guys think? Is that something that you want to put on your bucket list, doing, you know, all 4 parks in one day? I wanted to do Magic Kingdom open to close, which I did do, and I was exhausted afterwards. So I imagine 4 parks in one day would be just as crazy. My tips are to go early, and I would even look at the crowd levels for that day. Pick a day when the crowds aren't going to be bad, so that you can at least do a good amount at each park. You know, like if the crowds are like a 4, even a 5, preferably the lower the better, but you know what I mean. And you know, make a touring plan is what I would suggest. I'll look into whether you can do one for all 4 parks. I want to say you can, but I'm just gonna have to double check that one. And another thing I would suggest is, if you're staying at club level, you could always pay $50 to get 3 additional FastPasses. Because with that option, which we're going to talk about a little more in a little bit, you can make FastPasses at different parks, where usually you can just make it at one park and you have to make all 3 at one park. With this option, you can make it at different ones. So then you're guaranteed to ride a good ride at each park, or at least 3 out of the 4. You know what I mean? I don't know if that really helped you. I'm sure Brian could have answered that better, but that is what I got. So there you go. And Carolyn said she's done 4 parks in one day. It's exhausting. Angela said, heck no, 4 parks in one day. I'm lucky if I can do 1 park in one day. Let's see what else we had. Elizabeth, maybe when they had the between park transportation, but not now. Michelle said, too much running around. Yeah, it's exhausting. You know, your best bet, another tip now that I'm thinking about it, is if the minivans are at your resort, you could take a minivan from park to park, and that would save you a lot of time waiting, you know, than if you waited for the buses. Be much faster, or you could always take like a Uber or, you know, taxi, whatever. That would minimize the transportation time. So those are my tips. Now that I've talked about it, I'm exhausted, and that is just not on my list right now. Maybe when my kids are older, but like hauling a 2 and a 4-year-old around to 4 parks in one day, like I feel like that, oh, you guys, no way, not for me right now. But David, I salute you. I hope you do it. Let us know how it works out for you. Okay, Amy said, couldn't do 4 parks in one day, too old and slow, also too obsessive and need to do everything. And David said, we'll be there for 9 days, so the goal is to do 1 ride, snack in each park for this day. And Janet said buses also go park to park. Yes, they do, but if you're looking to minimize transportation time, you know, minivans, like the minivan, like Minnie Mouse van, or like a taxi or Uber would probably be a lot faster. Yes, so I answered that question, asked that question, answered that question. Now let's talk about what I said with that like FastPass thing that you can buy for $50 extra. Let's talk about what that is. So Alex said, have you heard from anyone who has tried the new extra FastPass pilot program through Signature Services? If so, are they saying it's worth the extra money? I haven't heard of anyone who has done it, but let me tell you guys a little bit about that. So guest staying at club level, or the Copper Creek cabins, or the bungalows at the Polynesian, or like the really hoity-toity rooms at the Swan and Dolphin, like the presidential suite. So basically club level, just to make it easier. They can buy kind of a theme park extras ticket of sorts. So it's $50 per day, per guest, and it's $50 plus tax. And what you get is you can make 3 additional FastPass Plus reservations. And like I mentioned before, they don't have to all be at one park. They can be at any park, mix and match, whatever you want. You can book it 90 days in advance, which would be really nice. And you get 1 preferred viewing location for like a nighttime fireworks. So you get preferred viewing for like Fantasmic or something like that. This is per day though, and per guest. So depending on, you know, your budget and depending on how many days you're staying, and I think it is like a 3-day park ticket minimum to make you eligible to buy this. So you have to have like at least a 3-day park pass before you can add on this option. Yeah, it just depends. It sounds really good. I mean, in theory, if you can afford it and if you want to go. And then like you get 6 fast passes. But, you know, financially, is it going to be worth it for you? You know, do you have to budget differently? So those are all things to kind of consider. Would I do it? I would try it. You know, definitely try it. And if that's something at one point you would want a video on, I can try to see if I can make that happen. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on that. Do you think it's worth the extra $50? Maybe for one person, but do you think it's worth it for a whole family, like a family of 5 plus tax? Let me know. Yeah, that was a long ramble. I'm sorry about that, guys. Let's look at the questions again. Lauren said, my bucket list is all 6 U.S. parks in one day. Need a 24-hour event for that one. That is definitely true, and that is very ambitious, Lauren. Good luck, and I think that if you do that, you should totally write a blog post about it or vlog, because that would be amazing to see. Angela said, if you can afford the hoity-toity resorts, you can afford the extra $50 a day for extended FastPass. I'm happy doing my normal FastPass. Disney gets enough of my hard-earned money. I feel like that's the kind of general consensus there, but definitely share your thoughts too. Angela, thank you for giving us your opinion. Adams, hi Angela, sorry I'm late. Adam, like, where have you been? I've been waiting for you. I have your question. Wait, yeah, I'm going to answer your question next, so this is perfect timing. Adam he joins our Facebook chat, so that's why I recognize the name. So hello. Okay, so I'm going to answer Lindy's question and then Adam's. Lindy, this is a good question, and this is relatively new news Well, it is new. Like, I read about it yesterday. Have you heard what it will cost to use one of the minivans from the airport to one of the resorts? So, brief background, if you're new, the minivans are literally like Minnie Mouse vans. They're red with polka dots, and it's a program that's like in testing right now at different resorts. So if you're staying at a certain resort, like the Boardwalk, basically any of the deluxe resorts, you can use the minivan as like a Lyft or an Uber service. So for $20, they will bring you anywhere on Walt Disney World property. So it's like Disney Lyft, Disney Uber. That's basically what it is. But their new feature is that they will do like an airport pickup service. And Lindy's wondering what the cost of that is. It can fit up to 6 people and I think like 3 car seats. It's offered from 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. daily, and the cost is $150. I'm happy taking the Disney Magical Express. I would totally use the minivan on property if I'm closing the park down or I have a really early reservation and I need to get there on time. I would totally do that. That'd be so nice. And my mom, she uses an electric scooter when she's there, so that's something that I think she would really benefit from, because I know that getting on the buses with a scooter is, it just, some people feel really uncomfortable about that. And yeah, so it's just faster probably that way. So if that's something that you want to take advantage of, that is available for $150. Let's see. Questions now. We never stay at, why am I blanking on CL right now? We never stay at Club Level, duh. But I would pay for it. It would make my day a lot smoother. Cheryl is going the 7th to the 21st in April. Wow, you're going a long time, Cheryl. Is this a busy time generally? What does a 6 in your crowd calendar really mean? Do water parks work as rest days? Okay, this is a good question. So is April a busy time of year to go to Walt Disney World? Yes, because it's everyone's spring breaks, basically. Early April might not be as bad. Mid to late, I mean, really, just April is a very busy time of year. So it's going to be busy. A 6 on the crowd calendar is something that Fred answered in our podcast episode. So again, I would suggest listening to that. 6 isn't terrible, but it's getting on the busier side, because it's on that higher end of the 1 to 10 scale. So it's getting on the busier time. Definitely would suggest a touring plan for that. And yes, so I hope that answers. Do water parks work well as rest days? I mean, you're going to be doing a lot of walking if you're going up the stairs to the long, slides. So that might be tiring for you, but that's about the most tiring part. If you're going to do the lazy river the whole day, then that will definitely count as a rest day. Am I talking too fast? I'm getting excited over all these Disney questions, so I'm talking faster and faster. And I think that like Starbucks coffee is kicking in. I'm like, woo! Okay, so Frederico, hi from Argentina. Hello. Any suggestions to ride Avatar Flight of Passage? I'm staying inside Disney and I couldn't get a FastPass Plus reservation, even reserving them 60 days in advance. At what time should I arrive in the park? This is a question that we get all the time, and it's one that we really like answering because it helps people out to kind of know these tips. I would first say keep trying for a FastPass any time of the day, like as far as like coming back to redeem your FastPass, just like if it pops up, get it, and keep checking because people will modify their fast passes. This is why I should slow down my talking because I stumble over words. Keep checking My Disney Experience for the fast passes because people will drop theirs and then some will become available. Disney will drop more, they'll become available. A lot of times when I have found fast passes for rides that I've wanted to do, it's been like the night before or, the day of. So just because you can't get one right now or at that 60-day mark doesn't mean you won't get it at all. Just keep trying, keep looking, and even try it the night before or the day of, the morning of. Otherwise, if you cannot get a fast pass at all, then we would suggest showing up about an hour early before Animal Kingdom opens. And I know that sounds crazy, but Fred and Brian and I were talking about this, and that's just kind of the standard if you don't want to wait in line very long. Get there an hour before park opens, race there first thing once the park opens, And then what's nice about that is everyone will be in line for Flight of Passage or Navi River Journey. So the other attractions are not going to have a long wait at all. So like Kilimanjaro Safaris and Expedition Everest, those are going to have like 18-minute waits at most. So that's what we would suggest. And it's a really good way to get a lot done. You know, you're going to have to get up early. There's a Starbucks in Animal Kingdom, or get your Joffrey's coffee at your resort before you come. But that's the way that we've been telling people, and Brian has a video where he tested that theory, so you can check that out on our YouTube page. I am like very long-winded today. Okay, Michelle, staying at Coronado Springs with my family beginning of May. Any suggestions regarding room requests or resort options regarding room alcohol? You can get like milkshakes. Dad tried to call. Whenever I get a phone call during a Facebook Live, it is always my dad. It's like he knows. It's like he knows to call me. Okay. So, getting back to what I was saying for Michelle, any suggestions regarding room requests? I would suggest using our room finder and our room request feature through touringplans.com. I actually just did that last night. I made a room request for my room next month. So basically we have a room finder, so click on your resort and it shows, there's like a filtering option. So you can choose upper floor, ground level, you know, how far away you want to be from transportation, the food, or the lobby by minutes, like under 3-minute walk, 7-minute walk, stuff like this. You can choose, you know, if you're looking at a standard room level or a preferred room, king bed, queen size bed, anyway. So you filter all these results and you can click on the room options that we gave you after you applied all those filters, and we give you the room view too. And then we also tell you, you know, certain stats about the room, like is it on ground level, you know, if it's quiet, how close it is to everything. I have a video on this that is not me talking as much, so I'll link that video below about how to use our room finder and how to make a room request through Touring Plans. So say you find your room, you want to make a room request. You can do that through Touring Plans. Well, a question we get a lot is, okay, well, can I make a room request through Touring Plans and Disney? And the answer is no, because if you make one through Disney, it avoids our request. So ours doesn't apply, and ours are a lot more specific. Like you can say down to the room number, you know, what you want. And we have had good success with this. A lot of people say that they get the room they want or very close to the room they want. Success is not guaranteed, but, you know, it does give you a good chance of getting your preferred room. Yes, so that's my suggestion, I guess, is use our Touring Plans room finder and then make a room request through our website. And yes, okay. Let's see. Lynn, get to Animal Kingdom early and get in line. So she's talking about Flight of Passage. Kyle said the queue is cool for Flight of Passage. Yes, it is. It's kind of, yeah, there's a lot to look at. There's like an entire huge avatar, like floating in water that you can see, which is really neat. Dawn said, we aren't going again until beginning of December. I know it's a long ways off. We went at the same time in 2015 and would like to go to the Christmas party again. Do those dates and tickets come out in July or August? I can't remember. They're going to come out probably around August. Yeah, I think July for the Christmas party would be too early, so I would assume August-ish. Yeah, so I guess the question is, or the answer is, I'm not really sure, but I'm guessing August, so I'm sorry I can't be more helped on. If anyone knows that answer, let us know, and otherwise I will look that up after this stream. Oh my goodness, stop getting notifications, Angela. And does the room request feature work for DVC rooms as well, Disney Vacation Club rooms? Mary wanted to know. Yes, it does. Okay, so I answered that question. Adam, I'm finally getting to yours now. Upon arrival, are the resorts helpful in getting last-minute dining reservations? Been using the Touring Plans reservation finder on your website, but still trying for Cinderella's Royal Table. Not sure if any are set aside depending on where you stay, value versus moderate versus deluxe. You know, on the Disney website, they kind of say that, at least the Moms Panel article I read or question I read, said that they don't, you know, get any really special treatment other than what everyone else gets. So if you're not getting Cinderella's Royal Table, you probably won't get it, you know, when you are having concierge help you or the front desk help you. But I do have a video where I talk about getting advanced dining reservations, and I kind of give some tips and tricks to kind of help you out. And the last minute resort, when you still don't have the reservation, you know, don't give up on our Touringplans reservation finder. I have had so much luck with it. This is not me just like saying it. Uh-oh, what's happening? Do you guys still see me? Let me know if you still see me, because I like just went blank on my computer screen. Is it still working? Tell me. Say it's working if it's working. Uh-oh. Let me know, you guys. Let's see. I want to make sure. Okay, I'm getting thumbs ups. So maybe it is. Should I keep talking? Yeah, okay, I'm just going to keep talking. So yeah, I have a video about that. Oh, I'm all thrown off now from that. And yeah, the Touringplans dining reservation finder is amazing if you have not used it. So I would definitely check that out. I've gotten Cinderella's Royal Table reservations like twice. I've gotten beer guest reservations, so don't give up hope. And like the last ditch effort is going to the check-in desk at Cinderella's Royal Table and asking. I know it sounds like, you know, like, oh, well, is this going to work, blah, blah, blah. But that happened to my aunt. She and her daughter went up to the check-in desk and they said, you know, do you happen to have an opening? And they did. Granted, that was for 2 people, but, you know, it never hurts to ask. But I will link that advanced dining reservation video so you can watch that and kind of learn more tips. Okay, good. Oh, it's working. Good. Thank you, guys. I feel better now. All right. And Ron said I was able to get Be Our Guest restaurant by basically rope dropping and going right to the restaurant in the morning. They had cast members standing outside to take walk-up reservations. So that is great. Okay, more thank you. Yeah, thanks for telling me that it's working. I was like freaking out thinking I was talking to myself. And David got a Via Napoli Touringplans reservation like through our reservation finder for marathon weekend. So that's like really busy for the restaurant. So that's awesome. And Amanda's had good success with it, with our reservation finder. And I would definitely recommend checking that out. It's not, I mean, I guess it's me plugging Touringplans, but it's something I really believe in, which like says every person on the internet ever. But it's true, like it works. It really does. I'm waiting right now for dinner reservations at California Grill because I know you guys said you wanted to see a video review on it. So cross your fingers that I get it for the day I want. Yeah, okay. So Don said character meals. We've done Disney Junior at Hollywood and Vine. I am doing Minnie's seasonal meal at Hollywood and Vine that I will do a video review of for you guys, especially those with kids who are interested in character breakfast or anyone who's interested in character breakfast. Chef Mickey's, Cinderella's Royal Table, Akershus, 1900 Park Fair. Do you have any favorites that we haven't been to? Don, you have been to like a lot of them. I guess I can ask you this. Have you been to Crystal Palace? And I asked this at the beginning of the stream. Would you rather see a video review of Crystal Palace, which is a character buffet at Magic Kingdom? Pretty sure it's Winnie the Pooh characters, or a Be Our Guest video review. Let me know because I have reservations for both and I have to drop one. And right now the tally is 5 of you want Crystal Palace, 3 of you want Be Our Guest. So let me know in the comments what video review you want to see for which restaurant. Be Our Best, Be Our Best, Be Our Guest, or Crystal Palace. Okay, the reservation finder is like a game for me. It's so rewarding when I've gotten the text and I've been able to get the reservation link in time. That is from Jamie, and it's true because we will text you or email you when the reservation you want is available. And it's up to you to get there fast enough to get the reservation before it's gone. That has happened to me several times where I've gotten the text while I've been at like jujitsu or while I've been driving and I haven't gotten to make the reservation right away. And by the time I click on it, it's gone. So that's kind of the game, is you have to jump on it the minute you get that alert. Oh, guys, we got more tallies. Okay, good. Let's see. Have not been to Crystal Palace, Don said. Be Our Guest. Angela, I think, wants to Be Our Guest video. Amy said Crystal Palace. Oh, has 6 votes. Beth said Be Our Guest. And David said Crystal Palace. It's so close, guys. It's 5-7. And, okay, what's interesting is in the Twitter vote, 2% more of you wanted a Be Our Guest video. And now 2 more of you want the Crystal Palace video, which leaves me more torn than ever. I don't know which decision to make. Can I do both? I could, but not on this trip. I could do Be Our Guest in July when I go, and I could do Crystal Palace this time. The difference is, or the problem is that I want to do a video on how many rides I can go on, you know, before the park opens, before it gets busy. And my Crystal Palace reservation is at 8:35, so I wouldn't have much time. My Be Our Guest reservation is at 8 a.m. So I'd have a lot more time to film that other video for you as far as how many rides I can go on before the park gets busy. So if that influences you or makes you want to change your mind on your vote, let me know. I am still trying to get an 8 a.m. reservation for Crystal Palace. So that's what my hope is. My hope is that I can get a Crystal Palace reservation for 8 a.m., do that this trip in February, and then in July do our Be Our Guest reservation. Okay. Oh, we got more votes, you guys. We got more votes. Lindsay said Be Our Guest. Check. Adam said Be Our Guest. Mike, Be Our Guest. Kelly, Be Our Guest. Oh my gosh, you guys. Be Our Guest is coming up from behind. Okay, Joy, Be Our Guest. Jean, Crystal Palace. Don, Crystal Palace. Darla enjoyed the food selection at Crystal Palace. Angela said I'm good for either. I think I put Angela at, I don't remember. The comments already scrolled down. Mike did not like the Be Our Guest breakfast. I liked it. I thought it was good. If your food was cold, I can see how you wouldn't like it because, like, not ever, like, who likes cold eggs? But I thought that the Be Our Guest breakfast was good. Plus, they give you pastries, too. That sells it for Be Our Guest, Beth says. And then Mal said Be Our Guest as well. And Kelly said Crystal Palace. You guys, this is so fun. I really like having you guys help me make these decisions. Should I post more questions like this on Facebook? And for Twitter, like, do you guys want to help me plan my work trip? It's at the end of February. I'm going to cover the opening day of Flower and Garden, the Flower and Garden Festival. And I have some other reservations that I'm making for dining to do video reviews. So if you want me to incorporate you guys more in the decisions, so you kind of help me plan my trip and you guys decide which videos I film, that would be so much fun for me because I make these videos for you anyway. And if you have other oh my gosh, slow down. If you have any more video ideas for me, anything you want to see me film, any ride-through videos, any like best of attractions or quick service or whatever, put it in the comments right now. Or email me at angela@touringplans.com because I'm filming these for you. Okay, so right now, Be Our Guest is in the lead, and it sounds like that's because I have an earlier reservation. Would it make a difference if I had an 8 a.m. Crystal Palace reservation? I don't know, you guys. Jamie, I would love a video on how many rides you can do before it gets busy. That's better than the videos on the restaurants. I agree, and I think it's something that would benefit a lot of people, especially the people who have those early dining reservations. And I know it's worked for me in the past. We ate at Be Our Guest at 8:15, and we walked right on to, It's a Small World, Peter Pan's Flight, Pirates of the Caribbean, all those rides. And Brian, when he was there with his family, they were letting people on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train early before the park opened. So they rode it twice in a row, just walked on 2 times, and then they were done with it for the day. So I will definitely do a video on that. We have never been to the opening show at Magic Kingdom. Is this something not to miss? Don wants to know. Maybe I'll do it and I'll let you know. I think if it's between seeing the show or getting on rides, for me, I'd rather do the rides because, then you don't have to wait later in the day. Let's see. Mike's going to have to tell me what Fatty McButterpants is. Who are you talking about? That doesn't sound very nice. Okay, Adam, anything special that Magic Kingdom does for kids' birthdays? I like that question. And Adam, did you write that below? Someone else wrote that before I came on the Facebook Live. Things that you can do for kids to make their birthday special. Obviously, get a birthday pin. Every cast member will say happy birthday, and I'm actually going to celebrate my birthday while I'm there. So I'm going to wear my birthday pin, and I'm just going to kind of vlog, and I've never celebrated my birthday at Disney, so I'm going to do a vlog on that and just see, is it worth it? Is it fun? Is it special? I'm sure it will be, so I'm very excited for that. As far as things for kids, if you have a little princess, consider the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. It is more expensive, especially like the biggest package. It's like $200. But if your child loves Disney princesses, it's so cool. Oh my gosh, I did film part of it. We did that for my daughter when she was 3, right? She was 3, yeah. And it's just so special, and I don't want to give it away because if you haven't done it, it's just, basically you'll be crying the whole time. So that's something I would suggest, doing a special character meal. If they have certain characters that they like, I would definitely suggest to make their birthday special. Having a yes day. Like, I read this article and it's called like love bombing. I don't necessarily think that love equals spoiling your kid, but basically the whole point is you just let it be a yes day. So anything your kid asks for within reason, you say yes to. So if it comes down to where they eat or what rides they do, if they stay for the fireworks, yeah, like just like love bomb them. It'll be so fun. Yeah, okay, that was a good question. Oh, Fatty McButterpants is from the Lines app. That would be why I would have no idea what that was. Okay, understood. I got that now. Thank you for letting me know because I was so confused. Okay. And Don said, let the cast members know when you're eating that it's a special birthday because they'll get a special dessert. What I've done, okay, so for my dad's birthday, he's not a child, but at Disney he acts like it, so it's like the same thing, is we did a fireworks cruise. So what we did is, I forgot how much it is, but you're on a pontoon or like a speedboat, whatever, and there are special snacks, like there's chips and granola bars and pop and water, and it's like this intimate tour. You get your own tour guide and they drive around Seven Seas Lagoon and they tell you about like river country, and they tell you, history behind Walt Disney World, and then you position your boat right in front of Magic Kingdom, right in front of the castle, and you watch the fireworks from the water. They cue in the music. It is really cool, really special. And for my dad's birthday, I called ahead and I ordered a cake for him, and they did balloons and a birthday banner on the boat. So that was really neat, and we got to have cake on the boat. So that's something that if you want to splurge, or if it's for anyone's birthday, that was really, really special. That was really, really cool. Do I have a video on that? I don't. I think I have an article, like a blog post on that. All right. Okay. Don't forget your free cupcake when you sit down to eat. And Adam said it's for his son turning 8. So if you like Star Wars, maybe doing Jedi Training Academy would be an option for him. Don said, Tusker House, our child even got a birthday card signed by the characters along with a free cupcake. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Maybe I should do Crystal Palace. So maybe all the characters will sign it, because that's like the day I'm celebrating my birthday is when I have that reservation for Crystal Palace. And then Jenna said that too. They'll get a birthday card from the characters for character dining. Oh, you got a card from the Beast at Be Our Guest. I love that. And yeah, Katie has kept their birthday cards. Awesome info. I have to get back to work now. Okay, Angela, have a great day. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for the awesome podcast. You are welcome. Okay, you guys, I have like 10 minutes, so keep those questions coming and I will continue to answer. Okay, Tom wanted to know, can I export a touring plan to my Google Calendar? The answer is no. I asked the top dogs and they said no. So there's your answer to that. And then Mal had a question about the Happily Ever After dessert party at Magic Kingdom. There'll be a Magic Kingdom 2 days back to back, and one day has extra magic hours until 11 p.m. And then the next night, Magic Kingdom closes at, I think, 9 p.m. So which party would be a better choice? Do you do the dessert party on the night that the park's open till 11 or 9 p.m.? I don't think it really matters. And the reason being is if you're doing the dessert party either way, you're going to get preferred seating, not feeding, although you are going to get desserts. You're going to get preferred seating for the fireworks either way. So it doesn't matter which day you choose. What it comes down to is the dessert party is going to cut into your, going on ride time. So if you stay until 11, you go to the dessert party, watch the fireworks, and then you can still do rides for another couple hours. So that would be the only thing to really consider in my mind. Otherwise, it's not going to affect how well you see the fireworks, because you're going to have that preferred viewing. So that's just my opinion. Let me know yours if anyone else has experience with this. And let's see, we have more comments. We're planning a totally princess trip in February. This is Jenna. Did they get rid of the riverboat cruise with Tiana? I know that it's under, like, the Liberty Riverboat is under refurbishment right now, and I've had someone else who has had a really hard time. Like, he's wanted to do the Tiana Riverboat cruise and has not found dates for it. So I don't know. I would be surprised if they didn't bring it back, because it seemed to do well, and it's kind of another way to make money. And I love Tiana, so I know it's something I would try, especially for my daughter. So I'm not sure what, what's going on with that. If I hear anything, though, I'll let you know. We did that too, Katie. Oh yeah. Ooh, this is going back to Adam's question about how to make the birthday special for his child, for his 8-year-old. You can order things from the Disney Floral Department, and it could even be from Mickey and Friends. We did it on our first trip, and the kids were in awe that Mickey knew they were coming, and there was a present on the bed when we walked into the room. I did this for my brother's honeymoon. He and his wife went to Disney for their honeymoon, and so through Disney Floral, we bought, that it's like a honeymoon package where you get the bride and groom Minnie and Mickey ears, and I think you get like a bottle of champagne, and you get 2 special champagne flutes that you get to keep. And I think there's chocolates as well. So that is a really good way to celebrate. I know when it was my mom's birthday in November, my aunt sent her a bouquet in like a Minnie Mouse mug. So then she got to take the mug home. And so that was a really special idea. That's always a good option, is to do a package through Disney Floral. And in my experience, it has gone really well. Frederico, do you believe the preferred seating view for the dessert parties are worth it? Or for the dining packages? I reserved one of those for each park. I do to a certain point. I think that if you're doing the dessert party from the Tomorrowland Terrace, Daisy Lawrence says that that's the best viewing location. Because I know there's another one. There's another viewing location that I can't remember what it's called right now. There's like 2 dessert parties at Magic Kingdom. But she said the Tomorrowland Terrace one is the best one and the better view. As far as the Fantasmic dining package, you still have to get there early to get a spot. You're going to sit, I think, in the middle, which is a better view. But you still have to get there early. So it's not like, it's not like you're saving time, in other words. But yeah, I think for the most part, they're worth it. They are very expensive. And I know that they offer dessert parties during the Halloween and Christmas party at Magic Kingdom. And in that case, I wouldn't do it because I'm already paying for the hard ticket event. I don't want to pay an additional like $80 on top of that. But some people do. And if you want to do it, go for it. I mean, who am I to judge? It's Disney. I give them all my money. Jenny said, so far we have Bippity Boppity Boutique, dinner at Cinderella's Royal Table, the Bon Voyage breakfast, and FastPass Plus reservations for all princess meetings. Is there anything that you'd suggest that I might be missing from our princess trip? And also dinner at Akershus, and you have a dessert party for Magic Kingdom. You got it all, Jenna. Like, this princess trip is going to be the ultimate princess trip. You got it all. Like, I cannot think of anything else that you could do. That is amazing. Yeah, if you did fast passes for like Princess Fairy Tale Hall, you should be set. Don wants to know how they pick the family of the day at Magic Kingdom. I think they just pick them at rope drop. I don't know what the specific criteria is. If you've been the family of the day, or if you know someone who's been family of the day at Magic Kingdom, let me know in the comments, because I really don't know much about it. Mike said Mousekeeping left us towel swans that together formed a heart on our 10th anniversary. That is so sweet. That's so nice that they did that. When my husband and I went for our baby moon, it was only a baby moon because I happened to be pregnant. We already had the trip planned. They gave us like a bunch of coupons that we could use throughout our stay, so that was really cool. But it's just those little touches, it's that Disney difference, I think, that really draws people to Disney World, and those special touches that they do. Don said, we love the dessert parties. For us, it has been worth it. When we did the Tomorrowland Terrace, Tinkerbell flew right over us and waved to the kids. It was very cool. Oh my gosh, that just gave me goosebumps. That would be amazing. It's cool enough seeing Tinkerbell fly from the top of the castle all the way down, but to like see her go over your heads would just be like a new high for me. And then Mike said, to Jenna, 1900 Park Fair, Cinderella and her step family. That is a good option. If you if you want to meet, you know, like the supporting characters. You know, if you're going to already meet Cinderella at Cinderella's Royal Table, there's that. If you want to meet the prince and the stepsisters and Lady Tremaine, that would be a good option. I have done that. And Lady Tremaine was so funny. I gave her my autograph book and she started making a grocery list on the back of it. Like she put like bread, eggs. She never signed it. She just like wrote a grocery list and that was my autograph. So it was very funny. They are delightful. Like for being the evil stepmother and stepsisters, I really enjoyed meeting them. Yes, do I have any other questions? I answered all my questions. How are we doing on time? I got like 5 minutes. So if you have any other questions, ask them now. I can talk more about my trip that's coming up too if you'd like. And Megan said we still laugh about the stepsisters at Park Fair. The food in the room were mediocre, but still worth it. I agree. Like the buffet, it was a buffet. You know, it's not amazing food. It's more about the characters you meet. The room is very large. It's just basically like it's like a reception hall, basically, if I remember correctly. And Jenna loved meeting the stepsisters in Magic Kingdom. They're just so funny. I say just meeting them if you can. So for my trip, I am going at the end of February. I'll give you guys the dates later on. So if you see me at the parks, come say hi because I always like meeting our subscribers and our viewers. It's like the highlight of my day to meet you guys. So definitely, if you see me, don't, you know, some people are like, oh, I didn't want to bother you. Like that hasn't actually happened to me because like I'm not famous or popular at all. But like some people are like, oh yeah, I didn't want to say hi to you so-and-so because you looked busy or you looked like you're on a mission. Like don't do that with me. Come and say hi. We'll take a picture. It'll be fine. Okay. Where are we? Okay, Jean, do you eat an actual breakfast or just something quick in the room? We will get something from like if we're staying at the boardwalk, for example, we will go to the bakery on the boardwalk and just grab like coffee and a croissant or coffee and a bagel, something like that. We'll grab something light because we usually have a lunch or especially a dinner planned. So we always get something light for us. I know some people like to have milk in their room and then they can just have milk and cereal in their rooms. That's a lot easier. It's a lot cheaper. So you can do that. You can just get the milk and the cereal in the gift shops, or you can get them from a grocery service or what have you. Does the Gondola Project have an ETA? Ooh, I want to say 2019. I want to say that. I don't know why that number's in my head, but that's what's in my brain. So I believe 2019. How is the wait for the International Gateway to get into Epcot? It's always really good. I'd say it's less busy than the main entrance, obviously, because that's where most of the people come from. I've gone through the International Gateway to get into Epcot many times, and I prefer it. And it's like the back way, and you walk right into the World Showcase, which is really cool. And the gift shop when you first walk in is really neat because it's just like a plethora of souvenirs from all of the pavilions. So I really enjoy that gift shop as well. How early does the Frozen ride open at Epcot? I believe the World Showcase opens at 11. Yes, most of the time. I think Epcot opens at 9. The World Showcase opens at 11. I said World Showcase, weird. Okay, moving on. Kirsten, sorry. Is it worth leaving Magic Kingdom to go to Bippity Boppity Boutique at Disney Springs and then come back to Magic Kingdom? Daughter is turning 7, but was unable to get a Bippity Boppity Boutique reservation at Magic Kingdom. Yeah, I mean, why not? Or just see if you can make the reservation at Disney Springs first thing and then go to Magic Kingdom. That is what we did because we were doing something where my daughter needed to be dressed up. So we went to Disney Springs in the morning, did the Bippity Boppity Boutique. I'm pretty sure she fell asleep during it because she was really tired. So maybe it was nap time. And then we went to Magic Kingdom in the evening. But what's nice is they do your hair so tight and so well. Like they put tons of hairspray and gel and stuff in it that I only had to like touch up the flyaways the next morning. So the hair will last. Yeah. But I think you can leave Magic Kingdom and do that. It's hard to get a Bippity Boppity Boutique reservation at Magic Kingdom. It's not easy. Jody, projected temperature drop to high 60s for February 4th through the 10th on Touringplans. Are they projecting cold snaps? You know, I'm gone in February. almost every time I've been, with the exception of a few times. And it does get cold. I've been in February when it's rained the whole time. I've been in February when it's been beautiful weather, but most of the time it is chilly. If I remember correctly, the last time I had to put my kids in those long sleeve onesies a majority of the time. Definitely bring a jacket, bring maybe a pair of jeans for the evenings, but otherwise, yeah, long sleeves and then maybe shorts, but for sure a jacket. So yeah, that's my advice on that. Ooh, but Jill said, I believe Frozen Ever After is open at 9 a.m. Ooh, okay. Now I got to check on that. I'm going to check for you. Because if I'm wrong, I want to know that I'm wrong. I'm like the youngest. I was born being told I'm wrong by my siblings. So if I'm wrong, I have no problem admitting it. Wendy, can I still get Touringplans to send a room request on my behalf? I see the request room on my dashboard, but it takes me to the info about selecting a room. Right. So you need to select the room that you want through our room finder, Wendy, and then below, once like it shows the room view picture, and below it says like click here to make a room request. Do that click here button, and then it will say, like, it will pop up and say configure fax, and click that, and then that will submit a room request for you. And Mike said we did Bippity Boppity Boutique, then Cinderella's Royal Table the next morning. Hair stayed for days. Yeah, Mike's right. Like, the hair does not move. Like I said, I only had to touch up my daughter's flyaways with hairspray. It was super easy. And Wendy said, thank you. You're welcome. It is noon here in Minnesota, so I think I will stop my Facebook chat here. I feel like I've been on forever, and it's been so nice to catch up with you. I'm sorry I didn't have a video out this week, but with everyone being sick in my family, including myself, it's just, there was no way to fit it in. I will have one coming Tuesday. I'm going to try something a little different, so stay tuned for that. And if you have any questions, check us out on Twitter, here on Facebook, on Instagram. It's all Touring Plans. I am at Angela Dahlgren on Twitter, and then Angela